Welcome back. I'm Dr. James Krider, and today's installment of the Lifestyle Diet is going to be coming from my living room instead of the garage. I got promoted. So today we're going to actually talk about the diet itself. We've already shown you how to tear down and get rid of all the bad stuff from the house. We've talked about omega-3s. We've talked about blue zones. Now, let's sit down and actually see what's going on with the diet. Today I'm going to give you an overview, just a quick one, and then we're going to get into a lot more detail. So, let's get started. As we discuss this diet, one of the things you have to remember is that it's really not a diet, just like we talked about before. It's not a diet in the traditional sense of you're going to lose weight. You will lose weight. However, this is more of a lifestyle. As the man with the conversation to his friend about his wife on a 3-week diet, all she's lost is 2 weeks. That's a typical diet. What are some of the best diets? I told you this is called the lifestyle diet, but it's based on the Mediterranean diet predominantly. And the Mediterranean diet has been the best diet according to U.S. News World Report rankings for the 3rd year in a row. In fact, it's not just in the overall category, best diets overall. It's number 1 in the best plant-based diets. It's number 1 in the best diabetics. It's number 1 in the best diets for healthy eating. And it's number 1 for the best and easiest diets to follow. It's only number 2 for the best heart-healthy diet. It tied with the Ornish diet at number 1. So, this is the main diet. This is the thrust, the Mediterranean diet. What's not part of the lifestyle diet, you're not going to see anything from paleo. You're not going to see any Atkins. And you're definitely not going to see anything from the keto diet in this diet. So, the lifestyle diet, we're going to take the best of the best. That's the whole idea. We want the best out there. We're going to bring it in. And our focus isn't predominantly on weight loss. Yes, you're going to lose weight. If you're overweight now and you're not eating healthy and you start eating healthy, you will lose weight. But that's not the focus of the lifestyle diet. The focus of the lifestyle diet is to make you healthy. After all, I'm a physician. I want you healthy. I don't want to see you in the office with your blood pressure and cholesterol and diabetes. I'd much rather be talking to you out in the general public about what new fish you found, what new exercise you started, what new club you just joined. This is what we should be doing. So the lifestyle diet, we're going to take the best of the best. That's what we want. And I've already told you, the Mediterranean diet is the core. All healthy diets are based upon the Mediterranean diet in one manner or another. The blue zone diet, that's really just what the people eat that live in those blue zones that tend to live long, healthy lives. So we're going to see what they're doing, what type of diets and activities they're doing, and we're going to incorporate that into the lifestyle diet. The longevity diet, there's another diet which is focused on getting people to live to be 100 or more, scientifically based, and we're going to incorporate a feature here and there of the longevity diet into our lifestyle diet. The DASH diet, which was set out to reduce high blood pressure. There's a couple features in that diet which will be incorporated. The MIND diet, which really is looking at the Mediterranean diet and looking for the best features to try and prevent Alzheimer's disease and minimize dementia. That, of course, is going to be incorporated into the lifestyle diet. The volumetrics diet, simply another way of getting more volume into the stomach to let you register the fact that you're not hungry and that you quit eating. The glycemic index, which is really looking at foods and how much they'll bring your blood sugar up as you consume them. We don't want foods that bring and spike your blood sugar, which is also going to spike your insulin levels and cause problems. So we're going to minimize that. We're going to be using a little bit of the glycemic index. And finally, other research modifications, as you've already seen with some of the papers on the website. So we're going to put all of this together. We're going to take out the best of the best, and we're going to put it into the lifestyle diet for you. Yes, things change all the time. One day I'm thinking that antioxidants are the best thing in the world, especially for my smokers. Next thing I know, the antioxidants will increase the risk of lung cancer. Things change. And since I started this 30 plus years ago, the idea, the research behind cholesterol, our approach to it, our understandings have changed quite a bit, and we're going to give you what's new. So where does the Mediterranean diet come from? What is a Mediterranean diet? I know when I ask my patients if they know what the Mediterranean diet is, about half of them say they've heard of it. Half have never even heard of it. And of those that have heard of it, really nobody understands truly what the Mediterranean diet is. We just know it's good for us, and it's a great thing. Well, the word diet, as we've discussed before, it just means, it's a Greek word meaning the way of life. And the term Mediterranean diet was coined by Ansel Keys and his wife Margaret when they wrote a book called How to Eat Well and Stay Well the Mediterranean Way. He is a research scientist and a medical doctor. He studied what these people were doing after World War II in the Mediterranean region that made them live so long and be so healthy. So he studied the eating habits, the patterns, and he extended it back to biblical times, it turns out. That's how far back this diet goes. The evolution of civilization from 10,000 BC to around 1000 BC is the actual development of this. And we see that civilization developed over in the Crescent Mesopotamia region. It's the Near East, where Canaan and Egypt were. So this is what the beginning is of the diet. Now the biblical period from 1950 BC to around 1000 BC, the son of Jacob, one of the 12 patriarchs, this is where a lot of it came from. They domesticated grains in the Mesopotamian region, and that migrated, got shipped to the Middle East and to the Greek islands. The basic staples of the Mediterranean cuisine are basically the biblical 7 species: wheat, barley, grapes, figs, pomegranates, olives, and date honey. Remember the saying? A land flowing with milk and honey. They didn't put the word date in there, but it is date honey, not regular honey. So again, this diet, the Mediterranean diet, is connected to our ancient biblical culture. It's not a transition trend. The food is seasonal, it's regional. It's food that's coming from a mild climate, not real harsh. There's a social element to it. Food isn't just eaten to survive. We do not sit at the table only to eat, but to eat together, according to Plutarch. It's a relaxing psychosocial environment. You're supposed to be comfortable. You're supposed to be relaxed and enjoy yourself. You're supposed to enjoy it with your family. Have an extended family around you. Enjoy your meals with them. Siesta, regular activity. This is what the Mediterranean diet, the way of life, really means. So, the Mediterranean diet. There's several countries surrounding the Mediterranean region, and each of these countries bring their own unique traditions. It's all part of the Mediterranean diet. There's nothing bad. What are the keys that were identified by Ansel Keys? The key ingredients are olive oil, wine, and whole grain bread. Not the kind of bread that we normally get at the supermarket. The total fat was less than 30%. The saturated fat, less than 10%. They enjoyed moderate wine intake. And there's a high intake of vegetables, fruits, legumes, and grains. This is what the Mediterranean diet is all about. This is what we're going to be spending the next several videos exploring in detail. So, let's begin. The Mediterranean diet pyramid. In the 1990s, they developed a food pyramid. This was a time that food pyramids were very popular. Everywhere you looked was a different kind of food pyramid. So, of course, they had to do it for the Mediterranean diet. Harvard School of Public Health, together with Old Ways Preservation, they got together and they developed this in 1993. It's a representation of the optimal number of servings from each food group. They also developed the Mediterranean plate. So if you take your dinner plate, that's what it's supposed to be, is a dinner plate, your non-starchy vegetables make up about half. Your protein source, it could be dried beans, it could be fish or chicken, make up about a quarter. And then whole grains and starchy vegetables make up another quarter of your plate. Again, water throughout the day, coffee in the morning, wine at night, herbs, spices, garlics, onion, not salt. And fresh fruit becomes your dessert. This is what the Mediterranean plate. This is the Mediterranean lifestyle. Let's take a closer look. So we have vegetables, of course, non-starchy, 4 to 8 servings every day. Of that, 2 to 3 cups should be raw leafy green vegetables. Fruits, 2 to 4 servings. Grains and starches. You want them to be whole grains, not refined, not processed, which we're going to be talking about, but you want whole grains and starchy vegetables, 3 to 8 servings per day. Fats, 4 servings daily. Nuts and seeds should be consumed 3 or more times a week. Legumes and beans. If you look at the blue zone will actually do beans every single day. However, we can do 3 or more servings a week. It's heart healthy. Fish, 3 to 4 ounce serving, 4 or more servings per week. Studies show you cannot get too much fish. If you want to have fish every day, go for it. Chicken, 1 or 2 times a week. If in doubt, use fish. Dairy and eggs should be limited to no more than 3 or fewer servings every week. Red meats, 3 ounce portion, once a week at the most. That's one that if you don't want to eat at all, you're fine. Don't eat it. Alcohol, 1 to 2 glasses of red wine daily. Exercise, daily. Socialize and laugh all the time. So, lifestyle modifications. You're going to get rid of the butter and get rid of the margarine and use olive oil or avocado oil. Skinless chicken, fish, beans, nuts, plant-based protein sources. This is what you want to be eating. 6 to 12 servings of whole plant food, vegetables and fruit every day. Whole grains, high fiber bread. Frequent servings of peas, beans, legumes, and nuts. Season your food with herbs and spices. Nuts and seeds as a snack. I have my nuts just about every day. I make a lot of nut butters. I use that. Fruit for dessert. Small portions of non-fat dairy. Goat cheese, non-fat plain yogurt, coffee in the morning, tea all day, 7 glasses of water all day, and 1 to 2 glasses of wine nightly. No added sugars. Some scientific modifications. Well, looking at protein. If you're under age 65, you want about 1 gram or less of protein per kilogram of body weight. Your ideal body weight, not what you currently weigh. But when you're over 65, we actually need more protein. So 1 to 1.2 grams per kilogram of ideal body weight if you're over 65. 2 amino acids that we need to keep an eye on. Leucine, which is necessary for muscle maintenance, and as we're older, as we're losing weight, we lose muscle mass. We want to keep that muscle mass up. So leucine, about 2 grams every meal will help maintain muscle mass. Methionine, we want to limit that one. That one's actually a toxic amino acid. Your omega-6, omega-3 ratio. The ideal ratio that we grew up, that we evolved with, was 1 to 1. However, if you can keep it around 4 to 1, 1 to 4 in that area, you're doing great. Carbohydrates, low glycemic foods. Any special foods? We want green leafy vegetables every day. Berries, 3 to 5 times a week. Nuts, most days. Beans, half cup to a cup, most days. Calorie level, for weight loss, reduce your calories by about 30%. Or use a 5-2 fasting, and we're going to talk about that in another video, at about 30% of your calorie level. When do you eat? The best proven method of time window eating is a 16-8 or 18-6. In other words, 16 hours, you don't eat. 8 hours, you have a window where you can eat. Or 18 hours, you don't eat. A 6-hour window of eating. How often? 1 or 2 meals daily is it. Not the 3 meals plus 2 snacks that most of the dietitians are telling you. And exercise. Exercise is critical at all ages, not just when we're older. So let's talk about exercise. U.S. adults, we're moving more, but not enough. We need at least 150 minutes a week of moderate intensity activity, with a couple days a week of doing muscle strengthening so we don't lose our muscle as we're losing weight and as we're getting older. Exercise, we know, has a lot of heart benefits. It prevents diabetes. It even helps on depression, helps you sleep better, and reduces your anxiety level. The guidelines for Americans: 5 hours a week of moderate intensity, or 2.5 hours if you get vigorous. Your muscle strengthening, and older adults, we need to do a little bit of balance training as we start to lose our balance as we age. So aerobic activity, endurance or cardio, your heart rate increases and your breathing becomes a little bit more labored. Intensity, how hard are you working? Moderate is a brisk walk. Vigorous, running or jogging. Frequency, how often you work. Duration. Your aerobic benefits. You have improved heart function. You're burning fat, especially the dangerous visceral fat around the belly. You have reduced stress. Anxiety and depression is better. You have improved immune system, longevity, and better sleep. Muscle strengthening activity. Resistance training and weightlifting. Weights, elastic bands. You can do isometric. Use your body weight. You need to work all the muscle groups of the body. The legs, hips, back, abdomen, chest, shoulders, arms. Bone strengthening. Well, one of the best ways to strengthen our bones and prevent osteoporosis, prevent bone fractures, is weight-bearing or weight-loading activities. It produces a stress on that bone, and that makes the bone naturally strong. Balance activities. Muscle strengthening of the back, abdomen, legs. We want to improve our ability to resist forces that cause falls when we're standing or moving. That's a balance activity. We're strengthening the muscles of our back, our abdomen, and our legs. You can also make it a multi-component physical activity where you combine balance, muscle strengthening, and aerobic all into one activity. Dancing, yoga, tai chi, gardening, sports. Combines everything into one activity. You want to use an RPE scale, your rate of perceived exertion. And when you're doing it, you want a level of about 4 to 5. So very light. Not much of anything, of course, there. A light activity you can maintain for hours. You can breathe easy, like walking up and down the hallway when you're at work. Moderate activity, you feel like you can exercise for long periods of time and you're able to talk and you hold a conversation. Vigorous is a different story. Now you're getting a little bit shorter breath. It's harder to speak a sentence. And that's a 6 or a 7. And that's as much as we need. We want a 4 to 5 moderate activity or a 6 to 7 vigorous activity a few times a week. Here's 10 moderate activities. Walking 2.5 to 4 miles an hour, playing volleyball, raking the yard, jogging or running is vigorous activity. Carrying heavy groceries, vigorous activity, or a strenuous fitness class is a vigorous intensity. Myself, now with COVID, and I'm here home every day and our gym is closed, I walk our neighborhood. It's about a 2.25 mile walk. I do it in the morning and I do it again in the evening. Makes me feel a lot better. I do have some weights here, which I do use. And in the backyard, we've got a few other pieces of equipment that we can exercise with, but we're making it a program. Just because the gym is closed and just because we're socially isolating doesn't mean I don't have to exercise. So the lifestyle diet, it does not mean it has to be Mediterranean. Obviously we can't, we're here in America. But it's a plant-based and marine-based fresh food, healthy foods, and you want local foods. And you want to do them seasonally when they're growing. The lifestyle diet also means that you have to be active and move your body. You want a purpose in your life. You want to socialize. You want to laugh. And you want to sleep 8 hours. It does make a difference. So, what do we want to be? Malnutrition or malnutrition? Neither one. We want to be healthy. We want to eat good food, quality food, and we want to be physically active. We want to exercise. We want to keep our muscle mass. We're not going to be malnutrition, and we're not going to be malnutrition. So, the lifestyle diet. This has been a quick review of it. You have a basic idea of where we're going with it. The next several videos are going to take you down the path and teach you the intricacies of being healthy. I'm Dr. James Krider. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you come back for more. And I look forward to the time that we don't have to do it from a living room or a garage. And I can meet you personally, shake your hand, and we can talk. Take care.